Okay, all right.
What's wrong with this motherfucker, man? You just gotta.
What's wrong with having the OnlyFans, dude? You gonna look at it anyway?
What is wrong with you?
You gonna see it anyway. It is what it is. Shit.
Man, start this thing off right. Stop tripping.
Look, I got the same. Well, I ain't got the same point of view, but
hey, this is Q, and welcome to With the Friends. As you can see, our normal host is too busy talking about his OnlyFans.
Look.
Oh my God.
That's right.
Hey, boss, what we doing today, man? What we doing today?
That's right before you grab the ass cheeks. You make the Ujiro pose.
We got Black Jester.
Hold on, we gotta do the intro.
And we got.
We just did.
That's not the fucking intro.
No.
Hey. You was busy about your OnlyFans.
Oh no! You asked me, then you asked me about my movie. I asked you which one. You said something was wrong.
Nobody asked you about no damn movie. We just said something wrong with you.
Somebody did ask me about my movie. They was like, "You good at acting?" Somebody did say that. Who said that? You said that. Then you said that. Rob said that. He said, "You good? Did y'all watch Van's movie?" I said, "Did y'all look at the OnlyFans movie or did you look at the other movie?" I don't know which one.
We gonna have to cut. I'm sorry. This is horrible.
What is wrong with having an only? What is wrong with doing?
We gonna make this a bloopers clip. Get the fuck out of here with this.
It is what it is, man. Look. This is us on a normal.
This is so bad.
This is what the friends. This is us on a normal day, man.
Something wrong with this boy.
This is raw.
Oh my God.
I like it. So do it in here. Stop faking. That's what you're gonna be doing.
Black Jester's face at the end of the video.
What's wrong with this nigga?
At the end of the video.
All right, okay. All right. We're gonna get into it. All right, guys. I'm so sorry. All right, okay. All right. So we got the intro. Keep it together, Mike. I see you about to go.
Figure out what Black Jester look like.
Mike is he's just losing his mind over there, man. He's just like the mental picture. All right, okay. All right, so. Break out the lotion. Hey man, stop doing that. You know that's on my OnlyFans. You gotta.
Nigga, what's wrong with you? You got some weird fetish shit going on.
Hey, some people don't have gag reflexes, okay? I mean,
look, I know. Those are the best people.
Now look, see how we just resonated in that? You see how we just resonated in that?
Oh no!
That's what I'm saying, man. Stop
Here we go.
Like you.
Here we go.
It is what it is. It is what it
Today
is.
We talking about Baki and fighting.
No, hold up. I got you.
Hey, we gonna have to stop. How long has this already ran like this? We gotta start.
I got you.
We really gotta start over.
Don't worry, I can edit it. Don't worry about it.
Oh my God.
Look, we're trying out different formula, okay, with the friends. So we're trying out different formula, okay? We're not trying to be stuck up the ass, you know what I'm saying? So we're just trying to show people what it's like, a normal conversation with us. All right, so
not this normal conversation with you.
About our conversation.
This is a normal conversation. All right, okay, all right. Let's get real. All right, let's get serious. Okay. Sorry about the nipple if it popped up. Okay. No doubt. The best part about anime is the fighting. You'll never forget how awesome it was seeing Goku hit Frieza so hard that he flashed through a rock, or the moment the protagonist gets up after taking a punch so devastating it should have killed him, or finding out your favorite characters whose beliefs align with your own. Aku, Soku, Zan, Kamehameha, Hadouken, the man with the cross-shaped scar on his cheek, the star ingrained in their chest, the man with the demon on his back, insane training regimens that completely goes against the laws of gravity. Welcome to the world of fighting anime. Joining us today, we have the homie, or homies. We got my boy Larry. Say hi.
What's up,
we got the homie, which is a regular show. Q. Fox. The Fox Q. We got the Black Jester, which is doing things that Black Jesters do.
We promise
He
to see his
embodies
face
somewhere in
the
at
the
the
physical
end.
voice.
We'll see his face
he's
at the end.
somewhere in that blackness of Boss Rob's screen now. And then we have us your hosts, me Yujiro, aka Vance, aka Colorful, aka Naruto Jiraiya. Then we got Boss Rob. Guys, let's get into this today, y'all. Today we got the adrenaline pumping and testosterone going, guys. Today we talking about fighting anime and Baki. We getting it.
Our
Let's do
favorites.
this.
Okay.
So start us off, Boss Rob. Let's do this, man.
Well, of course, the first question of the day is going to be, what did y'all think of that last season of Baki? Some of the highlights.
All right, who gonna kick that off? 'Cause I got some shit to say about that.
Go ahead.
Everybody has
All
something
right.
to say about it, man. Everyone has something to say.
Let me tell you, I did not think that it was about to be, was it like 12 to 18 episodes of, it's supposed to be the greatest of all time, son, getting ready to run all types of fades. In his respect, he did. He ran a lot of fades. But to the last 3 episodes of this nigga getting washed, like, how you lead up to a grand disappointment, grand opening, grand closing, flat out. I was like, all right, my man came through like he just won the heavyweight championship belt on his Tyson shit.
Yeah.
My man left the ring like Adrian Barner in 3 different ways on the street. Bro, he got washed by an old dude who was like, not only was he pissed, he was like, I ain't never seen an old man pump his chest up that hard. Last time I seen an old man pump up his chest that hard, that was my grandfather when he realized that the pecan pie, pumpkin pie was trash, and he had some shit to say. So the fact that this nigga came up, he was like, I ain't like the way I lost last night. Run that back. And he went outside and busted his ass with 1 finger. Like, all he controlled, bro, he literally used his index finger to control how much of an ass whipping he was going to get entirely. Yo, he beat that nigga to roast beef, bro. Like, real shit.
To clarify, you know the name of the character?
Which one? The old dude?
One was Dopo, and the other guy.
Are you talking about, let's look at him, Goki? Shibakawa?
Shibakawa, that's the man.
That's his name.
Shibakawa, the master jujitsu?
Yes, he is.
So, let me put my face back on there so you can see me.
Okay.
All these other apps I got open.
There's a joke somewhere in there, but I'm not gonna say it.
I'm glad. Anyway, so a little bit about myself. I know several martial arts, including Hapkido. And one of the key things that this guy did was he used seriously powerful control points. He used just a few fingers to control the entire body using, I believe he either grabbed his pointer finger, was it a pointer finger or was it his pinky?
Pointer.
He grabbed his pointer finger. So if you look at the human arm, the pointer finger goes along that bone, right?
Yep.
So if you grab the thumb, the pointy finger, or the pinky, it goes along that bone right there. Those are control points. He grabbed that control point, and as soon as I saw him do that as a martial artist, I was like, Ali's son is fucked.
I think fucked is an understatement. He ain't getting no prison lube raw.
He started throwing that motherfucker like Hawk did Loki.
Go ahead, bro.
That's one of the best things about Baki is over the top it is grounded in major martial arts principles that can be proven for the most part. There's several points of it's like that shit's not real. But the majority of it is based in true physical martial arts stuff. That's actually very real.
Based through realism. Even better,
And that's why and then, oh my God, Dopo. And I was like,
that shit was me.
Bro, I was like, there ain't no way Dopo gonna go out like that. He ain't gonna go out like that. And sure enough, he was the equivalent of a brick wall. So like, a brick wall. crazy.
He gave him a concussion, and they explained it.
Yeah.
Hey,
Dopo was
hey,
like,
don't forget about what Jack did to him. Don't
Oh,
forget
bro,
about
Jack,
that,
yes,
man.
that was savage.
Because that
Yeah,
was the beginning.
that was just, God, Jack had no,
bro, Jack,
no chill.
He hit that man
That
with
was the
Jack put
beginning.
reality.
himself.
He hit him with
I ain't
reality, bro.
never ever.
He hit him
Just
with
to let our
reality.
audience know, like you might be wondering who the hell or what we're talking about. We're talking about again the third season of Baki, and specifically about the arc that included Ali Jr.
Yes.
Ali Sr. was said to create a martial art out of boxing, not simply boxing, but a whole martial art, and he couldn't
Right.
perfect it. But his son perfected it, went back to Japan, and started running fades of the martial arts masters, including fucking Dopo and what's your boy name? You
Yukawa.
just said it. And
Chibikawa.
Hirogawa.
Yeah.
Bruh. They got knocked the fuck out. And
Yeah.
then came back to the next day, was like, remember that shit? Remember yesterday?
So like, one thing I wanted to say about that, we were talking about that one day, how like their views on it, and even in the intro, I was kind of saying like how like in anime you kind of find traits about these characters that you relate to.
Yeah.
That moment when Dopo and Shibuka was talking to Ali Jr. and they was like, "Oh yeah, what we did yesterday was what we did. It was a
Yeah.
fight. I lost. It was a learning experience, right?
Right.
But today we're going to get a rematch in because that's what I like to do. I like to fight. I love it. I enjoy it. That's my thing.
Mhm.
That those things and what makes these shows so good is because it's like I know for me personally, that's how I see a lot of things. So like to me, every loss is like to me, every loss is learn experience. Every win sometimes I treat as a loss because it's like you may win, but there's still so much you could have taken away from that because certain aspects you were probably weak in. But like man, it's so much I could get into on that. But at the
Deep,
same
man.
time, it's like
When you
I
talk
just
about
felt like I
fighting, it's so deep. It's deep, bro.
Mhm.
Yeah.
facts,
Yeah,
facts.
I've got friends that we're only friends because we fought,
Yeah,
including Black
same
Jester,
here.
because when I met Black Jester, I hated that motherfucker. I couldn't stand him. And then we fought, and I felt the stiffest left jab I've ever
Mm,
felt in
mm,
my chest ever in
mm.
my life. And I was like, I don't know if I want to keep doing this shit.
You felt
I'm
all
gonna hit
that
him back
knowledge.
though.
Yeah.
Like, I gotta shut
I,
this shit down
I'm
quick.
gonna hit him hard because
I mean,
that hurt.
throwback slightly.
I think that's another thing too. Like you said, a lot of the people that I'm cool with, a lot of my elementary school friends or whatever, we all fought. That's how we became cool. That's how we became close. We all got into a serious ass fight, and it was like, damn, he really about how that's really him. And then there was like I respect him, and boom, and that I think that's kind of how men are anyway, right? Am I right in that?
Yeah.
Ain't that what we do? Like
No,
unless
I
just
mean,
like a
Sometimes
coward or
so.
something.
no, I mean, it's true. It's true.
Sometimes,
It's fun
sometimes.
when you
Yeah.
first meet. I say, yeah.
Yeah, like or like like yeah. I don't know. Like I just know with me that was the case with me. Like I just know a lot of fights I got into with people. We just became cool after that.
I ain't really get into a lot of like for real. I ain't really get into a lot of fights in my lifetime. But the one that I did do is like either out of pure hate or pure, okay, we got some shit to get off our chest, and then words ain't helping. The last real fight that I actually had was like literally is my last fight. It was in elementary school
Wow.
because yeah,
I wish I could say that.
bro. What makes it funny was that the person was like bullying my sister and like fucking with me, and he had the boldness and the audacity to like push a nigga. And real quick story time. So this was like the funniest thing ever because the reason why I remember this fight is because what I did to him was so funny. The man, the boy, like ends up like hitting me with wrestling moves and techniques, and I was like, "My nigga, this is not WWE. I'm about to beat the shit out of you." So I literally hit that man with two right, left and a right jab, and then after that, I grabbed the nigga. This is where you come in, Mike, because you said this before. He's like, "You strong. You are naturally strong." I never in my life picked up a whole human being and threw him down the hill.
Lord.
And like I got on top of him and I like straight ground and pound this nigga like bow, 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 bow. He tried to hit me again, bow, bow, bow. And then his mom was like, he said, Antoine, get your ass in the house so you can watch TV or eat some ice cream or some shit like that. And I'm kid walk away with a broken scooter. And I told my mom was like, what happened? I said, I fought Antoine. She was like, you whip his ass? And I said, yeah. All right, cool. To this day, we cool. We tried to fight.
Yeah.
I remember him now. We met. We met. I remember him. Yeah. 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 Oh.
All right. So, who want to go next?
High gravity.
What y'all thought of the Baki?
Where do we stop at?
Well, from what I've gotten timeline, it was Baki, new season, applied martial arts, and then we was talking about how how anime's reality versus expectation type of ordeal. And then
we was saying that Baki is very hypo realistic. Like in real life, Baki takes a lot of stuff from real life to really grab you and go, oh yeah, that could happen. Yeah. But in reality, no one can do this shit.
Yeah, no one can do that gravity defying shit.
Yeah, so it's science fiction.
Yeah.
It's science fiction.
I think I was looking at this dude on YouTube who was inspired through anime to do bodybuilding. His name is Jax Blade. Yeah, Jax Blade. Yeah. And his way that he pretty much describes Baki is it's pretty much bodybuilders that are into martial arts. He's like, that's the best that he can do is that they're bodybuilders that are into martial arts. And he was like, there's certain things from that show, like you was saying, Q, that you can do as far as strength training is concerned. You know, can you really do that type of training? Baki does and all that good stuff. And
Baki is the most realistic out of all of them, though.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say Yujiro, right? One of the things that make him so strong, I didn't even know. Look at her pretty self right there.
Hey,
you're with friends.
How we are estranged uncles.
But one of the things that make Yujiro so strong, I think, besides his crazy ambition.
I'll be back, you guys. Hold on.
Okay. All right. One of the things that make him so strong, besides his ambitions, is his back muscles. Because from what I understand, when you train, a lot of the strength really comes from your back. Really comes from the back muscles.
Your core.
Yeah. Yes, your core.
Yeah. So
your core.
Those are things that, like you said, as far as anatomy wise, like, I don't know if you can get a demon on your back like Yujiro can, but, those things, those
well, you're saying scientifically speaking, so you're still using Bruce Lee as an example. Bruce Lee's lats. So every time you look at the real person, Bruce Lee, right, you see his lats. They look like freaking wings, yeah?
No, I was talking about Yujiro.
Yeah, I'm still talking about Yujiro, but using Bruce Lee as the example.
Okay, I got you.
So his back is humongous. His lats make him look like he has wings, and he just becomes humongous, right? Yeah. But he's still this tiny guy. But why does he look so huge?
Right.
His lats were beyond overdeveloped. It's the reason why he would throw that punch out and pull it back. And you're like, I didn't see that. Because his back was just so overdeveloped, he could put out that strike with a lot of force, but the hand will be snatched back before you could even register it mentally because of his back muscles.
Yeah,
and that's an example of a real human being. But then let's go back to Hijiro. His back and his body is so strong, but his back is so overdeveloped. He has the demon on his back, right? Yeah. Realistically, he has that demon on his back. So he throws out any strike, but it's already pulled back. You couldn't even think. You're already broken. You already need a coroner, the fucking medic.
Did a train just hit me? The fuck?
Yeah.
Zero, let's talk about him ripping a Grandmaster face off.
Oh man,
yeah.
That really caught me by surprise, man.
Jesus.
Oh, you're talking about the anime. I'm sorry.
Yeah. How did y'all feel about Yajiro and Ali Jr. fight?
Man, that shit was perfect. Oh, he was like, that was so smooth though. That was so smooth. He was like, hey, you know, I don't know why anybody has any trouble with this because if they're on the floor, they're on their back. All I gotta do is be out.
That was funny.
I don't think I ever seen nobody,
Snap.
I ain't never seen nobody intentionally make Yajiro that mad, bro. That shit was just crazy.
And then got away from him.
Yes,
Yajiro was so pissed.
it was so
He couldn't believe that shit.
smooth like butter.
Oh, we know somebody else that do stuff like that. His name is the Darkness.
Oh,
We need to get him on here too one day.
Joe was irate. He was like, "This motherfucker."
oh, he made man.
Oh.
There's a couple of people making Yajiro mad this season, bro. I don't know.
That Chi Master pissed him all the way off.
Yeah, man.
He was too livid with that Chi Master. They was like, spoiler alert, he's died of natural causes. He was like, mother.
Oh,
Yeah, I still think that was some bullshit, but
That was the best cop out ever.
yeah, that was on some
he
wild
prolonged
shit.
his life, man. That's a real nigga.
I was like, this nigga, like it was so smart to do that.
That's a real nigga. Going up against your
Yeah.
oh, you a real nigga.
It was smart as hell.
You know, a creature that pretty much plays dead, pretty much is the one that get walked away.
Right, yeah.
The bear company,
That fucked me up in the head, man. I was like, come on, bro, for real. All that shit he was talking trash about them, talking about some, these guys gonna come in here, we gonna get them. My son gonna beat their ass. His son got demolished. I was like, man,
them Chinese guys.
I thought his son was gonna do something too, man.
Man, that by the way, on a real.
What you say?
You guys say when the old man's hand, I guess it whatever kind of aura, that purple aura went around, and Yajiro figured it out. He was like, "Oh hell no, that's not touching me." He was like, "No."
Yeah.
That's that zero.
Man, that shit hit that fucking wall.
Oh.
Any move that can make Yajiro slide back, you got his attention.
Yeah.
That's all point blank.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Baki was like, my dad just retreated.
Exactly. He said, my dad don't do that. What?
Right, yeah, he don't normally move. You actually just brought that to my attention. I never noticed that. Yeah, I never noticed that. But he was.
He made
with,
Yajiro straight up dodge. Yajiro dodged.
Yeah.
He didn't counter. He got the fuck. He was like, oh, wait a minute.
He was like, yeah, don't touch me with that. Yeah, that was nice. That was nice. I liked it.
It was like, Yajiro's not hitting him. He was like, oh, no, he's hitting him.
Hey, man, the guy, the karate guy, man.
Oh my goodness, no.
That's you, Q. That was you.
What?
That was you.
What you talking about?
The karate guy. The guy who, the dude who kept shaking my man's hands. He kept shaking dude's hand. And he was like, please come to my school, man. He's like, I need you to come to my school. And he was like,
why are you trying to put me into the light of some bitch ass character?
He wasn't though. He wasn't.
Who are you talking about?
The karate guy, the guy who had the beard, and they gave him mutton chops. I'm not even trying to be funny.
If he's not one of the kings of Baki, he's a bitch ass character. So how dare you?
Nah, he ain't no bitch.
He look like my man, but
I ain't gonna he was a tight ass character, bro. I liked him.
What's the name?
I did like him.
You talking about the black guy?
No, the guy who the karate dude. He was like,
hey, Rob, boss. Any character that's not one of the pillars a Baki bitch ass character.
Hey, look. Hanayama was a bitch ass character in the movie.
Disrespecting.
Baki was
No,
a bitch ass
Hanayama is one of
character.
the pillars.
He
Hanayama
was
has
a bitch. Remember?
people all the way up.
He was a bitch.
Uh,
Everybody in Baki was someone's bitch at some point. Okay.
Hanayama has ruined
not
powerful people.
Oliver. Not Oliver.
But that was after he fought
Oh, that's
Yujiro.
Oliver. What are you talking about?
Not Oliver.
That's one of the few people that made Hijiro go, I'm gonna take a rain check on this fight.
Hey man, hey, look, I'm gonna tell y'all something, man.
Oliver made Hijiro go, I'm not ready.
Look, I'm gonna put some real shit out there. We're gonna stop talking bad about Yujiro's name, okay?
What do
That's
you
a real
mean?
nigga. That's a real nigga, man. That's a real nigga. He ain't back away from nothing, okay? We ain't none of
Took
that
a
shit.
rain check.
Nah,
He
fuck
straight
that.
up, you read the manga. You read the manga.
No,
When he
I
met
don't
that
care.
man, when
I
young
don't care.
Hijiro first
We not-
met Biscuit Olivia in that mansion trying to go kill that dude, and he's just looking at people on the floor with craters in their chest.
No.
That's
Yujiro
why he
ate-
called Biscuit. And
Yujiro
Hijiro
ate
saw that
biscuits.
dude, and he was like,
Yujiro, he eats biscuits, okay?
Next time.
He eats biscuits for breakfast.
he
Like dumplings.
rolled.
We're not gonna talk
Yujiro
bad on his
bout.
name, man. We're not gonna talk bad on Yujiro's name, bro. That's the goat right there, okay? That's the goat.
When Yujiro was
He ain't
young
run
and he
from
first
nothing.
met Biscuit Olivia, he was like,
It don't matter.
next time.
That's because he didn't feel like it, okay? He was tired, okay? Yujiro's the goat. The goat. Bad.
No, Yujiro was
Ghosts
smart.
don't make that sound.
He was smart.
Yeah.
He was like, I know I
just
could
don't
beat you.
appreciate y'all saying that he ran.
Just
though,
not right
man.
now.
I don't appreciate y'all saying that he left, bro. Don't say that.
But
Yujiro
he
don't leave.
did.
He don't.
did.
He
It's in the manga.
No, he only did
It's
it
in the
because
manga.
thinking
It's in the
he did
manga.
it. He didn't do nothing.
Nah,
The manga you talking about is fan fiction. Yujiro doesn't run.
that's not no fan fiction. That's canon. Yujiro was like, soon.
Put some
I'ma
respect
beat your
on
ass
his
soon.
name, man.
Real
Put some
soon.
respect on his name, man.
But not today. Yeah, I gotta go.
Hey, when this whole Corona thing is over, we gotta get everybody in the room and actually do this.
Yeah, man.
Dude, yeah, for
Because
sure.
it'll be funny as hell.
Yeah, but all right. So, oh, did you? You know, I at this point, Larry is he's lost at this point. He's in the abyss at this point.
Lost Larry.
At this point, he's gone. Okay, all right. Moving forward, because we've been on Baki, we've been on the fights and stuff. Delete. You funny. Moving forward, what was the next question, Rob?
Okay. Next question was going to be, what's one of your, I guess, one of your top fighting animes that you like?
Is this the part where we can go down the list, or we just gonna talk about the top fighting animes?
Oh, I mean, just some of the fighting animes that you like. We could do a list later. We could do that together.
Okay. All right.
Now, when we say fighting, are we doing what's the rules here with fighting anime?
It doesn't matter. Just fighting. It doesn't matter. Yeah. The only reason why I say that is because like every anime, has that kind of aspect to it.
Yeah.
Some of them, even though they're kind of suspense, still has fighting in it. You know what I'm saying? Like Yu Hakusho was like half suspense, half action. So you can have combat.
I've got an anime that has fighting in it. It's not the complete story, the thing that completely drives the story, but every martial engagement is mind fucking blowing. And if you say it's not, you're a goddamn lie. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood has some of the best fight scenes I have ever seen in my goddamn life.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Like, for instance, anytime them niggas is fighting, it's just like, oh,
it's for blood.
Especially Alphonse,
It's for
man.
blood.
Alphonse is shutting people down.
Yeah, for sure.
Alphonse just be like, Alphonse be hitting people with that mighty push.
Yeah.
Full Metal. can't sleep on that one.
You know, every time I think about Brotherhood, I always think about that part where Bradley fought two tanks and the damn tank started running from him. Always think about that, man. Every time, even when I talk to people, I be like, man, you gotta watch that show. I was like,
Yeah.
man, when he
Yeah,
fought
what?
those tanks, the damn tanks tried to run down the stairs, bro. That's how crazy strong that nigga was. Like the
When
fucking tanks.
Bradley fought Scar.
Yeah, dope.
When Bradley fought the Prince, I don't even know the Prince's name. When the Prince
You talking about
fused with
Greenling?
yeah, when he fused with Greed.
Yeah, Greenling. Some good
Mm,
shit. Yeah, that's one of the best anime ever, man. It is really up there. It's
to
really up
me,
there.
it is the most complete anime ever, rival with the great, the goat, Cowboy Bebop.
Mm.
Those two is like this with
That's the
me.
goat.
They like this. They like this.
Interesting. You know, I
Like
until now I
it's like
didn't
when you
even know
think
this
of
guy.
overall, that's what he's trying to say. Overall.
I know what he's saying. I just didn't know. You know, I never knew that. You know,
They
we could
both
talk
end with
offline about that.
defining movies. They both
Hmm.
end well. Uh, they both have very important movies, but Full Metal Alchemist ends with a defining movie.
I hate that so much, man.
It was
Cowboy
beautiful.
Bebop didn't end with that movie though, but I hate
Oh,
the fact that
it
they did
ended with a
that.
series.
Yeah,
What? Did
I
it
didn't
end with a
like.
movie?
No, Cowboy Bebop, and yeah, okay. So I don't like the fact that they did that. That they because Evangelion did that shit, and it actually gave me. That's another topic. Evangelion gave me PTSD.
Uh,
But no, seriously, bro. If you watch that movie will fuck your head up. The ending of the first movie
Oh,
will
I
fuck
seen
your
it.
head up. That shit, I couldn't sleep at night, man. It was just that crazy. But the end of Full Metal Alchemist, what isn't that the Shambhala movie you're talking about from Brotherhood? That
Yeah, when everything is more or less over, and
I hate that movie.
Al when he goes to I think our universe, basically, he's in
Mhm.
Germany. He's in actual
Mhm.
Nazi Germany, and
Mhm.
he's meeting characters that are dead. Like he meets
Yeah.
Hughes from their
Mhm.
dimension, and Hughes is 100% Nazi, and he is like, "The fuck is wrong with this?" He is like, what is wrong with this man? What is
Mhm.
this?" And he's learning about the Communist Party and Nazis, and he's like, these people are horrible. What? You know, he sees like one of the most honorable people just being a fucking straight scoundrel,
Mhm.
and he is just blown. He's like, well, I gotta get the fuck out of here. I gotta find my brother and get the fuck out of here.
Mhm. Yeah.
mm.
Yeah. That's kind of like what that military was in the original one too.
Yeah, but the difference was in the original Full Metal Alchemist, they're not evil Nazis.
I mean, they're close to it,
No, they're not evil Nazis, but they did do experiments.
but they did wipe out a civilization though
Yes, they did. They damn
to
sure
make
did.
the
Philosopher's Stone.
philosopher's stone. Yeah, which I mean, I know what you're saying. I'm just saying, like, I just
They put a stamp on
oh man, the parallels. Yeah, the parallels are
Yeah,
crazy. Yeah,
yeah.
it's
The
just
Ishbalans are basically Jewish people.
it.
I felt the Israelis were black.
They seem to be like Indian
Not
descent.
even trying to go like not even trying to go at you on none. I just because Scar had that X on his head, and I was like, she really trying to make a statement about black guys. Like that's how I felt about that. I know what you're saying, like with the Indian thing. I agree with you, and I just felt like that was a whole like you know Scar having that X on his head, walking around in the middle of the street, black guy. You know what I'm saying? Like just come get me. Like
We getting a little bit off topic. Let's go back
um
to what's your fighting
Q
anime though? What's
Q
yours?
Q. Move the camera back a little bit. There you go. Okay.
Oh
All
my
right. So
god!
I told you, man, we need to keep that in frame. Okay, there you go. Nice.
Mm.
You too, Rob. You too. Move back.
Let me
Move
go
back
ahead
a
and
little
go.
bit.
I'm
On
gonna,
that white feet.
Somebody continue, please.
There you go.
one of the ones I
Doing
did like
this.
was Tenjo
I
Tang.
feel so uncomfortable right now. Yeah,
The
Wait,
fighting
say
was
it again.
beautiful in it,
Tenju Tange.
but they just
You know
stopped.
that shit was on.
They just stopped it. I was just like, why did they just stop it? It was the fighting was beautiful in it. fighting was real beautiful.
That show. That's
One of the
to
one of the
this
best
day.
ass whoopings ever to this day.
Yeah, yeah. The
Jesus.
lunchbox. Yeah,
He
for that damn lunchbox, man.
got the shit beat out of hell.
Yeah. Over that lunchbox, yo. That was wild. That was
I already
crazy.
told you the other
That
one.
was Rob about his what?
The other one I gotta say is, of course, Street Fighter 2V. That's just a classic. To me.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Street Fighter 2V, bro.
And that cave.
Oh yeah.
Man, I love that fight in the cave, man.
I like Street Fighter 2V so much because it talk about fighting spirit and how much you gotta learn and stuff like. It's just a lot in that, man. I just love it.
Oh, it's this anime that's on the tip of my tongue. I'm gonna wait. Go ahead. What about you, Kazuma? What you got? What's one of your favorite fighting animes?
Ooh, that's difficult. Damn.
You just
Hold on,
gotta
let me
say
look.
one. We're not asking for your favorite. We just
it's
one.
so hard to pinpoint it. Like
You just can't say one.
I
Not
mean,
your favorite, but just one. Just say one.
if I had to pick one, right? If I had to pick one, shit's hard, man.
Just
If
an
I had to
example.
pick
You
one,
looking at it like it's got to be your number one. No.
got you. I
Just
got
any
you.
of it.
I got you, man. I get you. I just had to, it's like I can't just, because me, if I say the top one is kind of like the best one, but
But
I'm
we
gonna
not
go
saying
with,
top.
bro. I know what you say. I get you. Okay, hold on. Damn. Okay. So it would be it. My personal favorite would have to be Tenjo Tenge. Tenjo Tenge was one of the
That's
most
two for
inspirational.
him. Wow.
Mitsuomi Takayanagi was my nigga. His design, everything about him was just
Hey,
splendid,
what's
man.
your man's name with the arms?
Oh, Bunchichi?
Man, my nigga was like my beautiful legs.
Yeah.
Messed up my beautiful legs.
He messed up that man's legs terribly. Stabbed him in his legs and shit.
You know what else was an amazing fighting anime? Like I can't even forget about this. It just smacked me. Two of them smacked me in the head just thinking about it. Ken Nichi. That is one of the most realistic fighting animes besides Baki.
That's on the list too. Kenichi was like, I had to watch Kenichi because Baki ended, and I was like, what am I supposed to do if Baki ends? And this was the prequel Baki, not
when he was a kid.
Yeah, like I was like, what am I supposed to watch if Baki ends? Like,
so I did the
same thing.
A lot of the stuff that they was doing in Kenichi, being classically trained, is real. That walk he was doing when he was swinging his arms and walking like that, that is a real training technique. That is stuff that my man Bianchi had to learn because he was taught kung fu. And Appa, when they were doing the hard body training, had him hitting, had him kicking the trees. Like people talk about that stuff. And also the hand hardening techniques. Master Ross in my old backyard would take newspapers. It was the punching tree, and he would put a bunch of newspapers, nail them to the tree, and I had to do 100 punches every day. And as the months went on, he would replace that with newspaper, but it would be less fucking newspaper every time. And you could tell. You could fucking tell. And then he did the same thing with kicks. It used to be a whole newspaper, like 2 whole newspapers. And then it'd be less newspaper. Like I can't feel nothing in my leg. You can hit that leg as hard as you want, and I'm not gonna feel nothing. Nothing. There's no pain receptors in them legs. Nothing on that shin. But if I hit you. Yeah, man, that stuff was realistic. A lot of it.
Yeah, the running, all that stuff.
The
man was endlessly running.
Like Jester, you got an anime?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Some classic. I gotta go with Fist of the North Star.
Oh,
No.
that's definitely
I'm
on my
not
list.
surprised. That's his
That's
shit.
definitely on my
Oh,
list.
Definitely.
that will always be my sit down and watch a lot of people die anime.
That's
Yeah.
the original beat down anime.
It just and this
Yeah, man.
broke down
That's in
the story. It
B's
was like,
hands.
well, the end of the world's happening, so how are you gonna fix this? They was like, well, pretty much just start training. That's all it was. It was like, how can you get over
Yeah.
the world? Well, you just become the world's strongest martial artist, and nobody won't bother you.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, man. Those characters, you really can't fuck with them, man.
oh
Yeah, man. Finding animes where like the key point is catch these hands is
Mhm.
not always easy. But every once in a while you come up on some of them and you just like,
the gym. I love the fighting scenes in Naruto too. I know a lot of them ain't had that.
oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Definitely.
yes. Let's not forget Naruto.
It's
Yeah.
so beautiful, bro. So beautiful.
That fucking overhand left Naruto has hit people with like a brick.
Yes.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. That was like his signature thing for a while. Was that punch, man? That punch was in the games and everything.
It's
That
just-
was his knockback move.
it's just-
Hey, you know what's wild though?
What?
Maybe I'm tripping, but I never really understood the purpose of the Rasengan. I just never got it. I just never really grasped the point of that move. You know, like maybe it's me.
what
I
you
mean,
mean?
I don't know. I just didn't grasp it. Like
So
it
let's
just felt so
put it in
weak
a
to me,
different
man.
concept. Let's put it in a different concept. We understand the Hadouken, right?
Hadoken.
The Hadouken. You know, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Now I'm fucking with you. Yeah,
Ooh.
it's two
The,
different words.
the Hadouken. It is.
Hadoken. I'm fucking with you.
Hadouken.
I'm
It
fucking
means
with
it
you.
means dragon, and I know.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does.
No, it
Hadouken.
doesn't. Hadoken does not mean dragon. Ryu means dragon.
Ryu means dragon. You're right. I'm wrong.
It's all
Thank you
good.
for the correction.
Go
But
ahead,
you get
go
what
ahead,
I'm saying.
I'm fucking with you, man. I'm fucking with you.
So take that and compress it into a ball of energy and put it into your fist and punch somebody with, and you get Makoto. Remember the karate chick?
She's my
Right?
favorite Street Fighter character.
So she also learned the Hadouken, and she was like, it's a waste of energy. So what she would do is she would put that same energy into her fist and hold it there. That's why when she throws that punch, she flies across. Because it's not simply her being fast. It's basically Hadouken in her hand, in her palm with that shit. And you get hit with it, and it disperses from her hand directly into you. She said there's energy being lost. So I made that technique better. So now, instead of just having it in the hand, have that same blast just on your palm. And then let me just put that shit into your motherfucking body directly.
So let me ask you a question. It was it was perfected by Jiraiya. Then it was perfected by the fourth, right? Like excluding Naruto, excluding his form of it. Because the fourth, did it take the fourth a long time to do it, or did it take Jiraiya a long time to do it?
So the technique came from the sages.
Okay, all right.
He perfected it while he was training with the sages, Jiraiya. And the simplest statement is a ball of chakra, but it's not simply just a ball of chakra.
Right.
And the thing was, Naruto's next level
No,
of
but
the
I'm saying
Rasengan.
exclude Naruto, exclude him. I'm talking about the fourth and Jiraiya, because I'm trying to understand something about it real quick. Like you're
It's
telling
basically
me
a ball
about
of chaos. It's basically a ball of chaos.
So how long did it take to make that attack? Is what I'm asking. Like
It took them years.
no.
It
I
took
don't
them
mean
years.
like I mean like in a battle, like in a fight. How long
Couple
would
of
it take
seconds.
you?
A couple of seconds.
Like 2-3 seconds.
It's not it's
Right.
I'm gonna hold this for a second.
And then
I count to
boom.
like 10. And I've got this ball of death.
That's too
Like
long.
a couple of seconds. Like he'd be like 1, 2, 3. It's damn near instantaneous.
Okay, now if
Like,
it's
they'd be
like
like,
2 or
huh.
3 seconds.
Boom, it's there.
Mm-hmm.
But the
I don't
thing
know,
It was short.
man.
But if
I don't
it's
know, man. I
old,
still don't grasp
It
it.
took
It feels like a waste to me.
Naruto longer. It took Naruto longer.
It
Well,
took
you
it
can say the
right.
same thing about the Kamehameha wave. It takes a while to
Oh,
build up
yeah.
enough power.
but
I
if
don't even
it's
know why those
old,
niggas
yeah.
stand there to get hit with it.
Boy, it's Power
Unless
Ranger
it's
rules, bro. Come on, stop playing.
Look,
Hey,
here's the difference.
speaking of
Here's
which,
the difference between all of them.
let's go.
No, here's
What's
the
up,
difference
Justin?
between all of them when they came to the Rasengan. Each one had their redefined moment. Like Naruto did his giant, that little wind giant or whatever, that they
Oh
pretty
my
much
God!
told him he couldn't use it anymore because it was that damn dangerous. You remember the one that can seal off all your vital points or whatever like that?
I want to explain that shit so bad.
Nah, you remember
Go
that?
ahead, man.
When they
You've
explained
explained
that,
it to me. You've explained to me what I was trying to figure out.
when I read that shit, that when Naruto made the Wind Rasengan, that was the moment, the true moment when I was like, this motherfucker is terribly dangerous. The Wind Rasengan creates needles that destroys the nucleus of each fucking cell in your body.
Oh my God.
I don't want to be hit by that.
Right. That's messed up.
Oh,
You are destroyed on a cellular level.
Yeah.
I don't want no parts of that move.
you're not coming back.
Yeah.
Even Cell ain't coming back. Oh,
On a cellular level, it destroys the nucleus
Reason why too.
of each cell that it touches.
that's crazy.
That's dope.
Ugh.
Oh, sorry. The reason that it took Giraffe so long was because Giraffe couldn't master the Sage mode. And that was all it was.
Mm.
But what about the fourth?
He could only really do it in the Sage mode, and then once he got out of Sage mode, that's when he started really learning how to do it. Damn, you know.
I think I'm not going. This is not going to turn into a Naruto debate. But all right, go ahead, Q. You got to bring up your anime. Go ahead, Q. Go ahead, bro.
Oh no, I've talked. Oh, the other
The
anime that I
anime?
wanted to say was Fate Stay Night. Like those are some of the three. When you just talk about, well, nah, because those are weapons.
Nah,
Like that's why I said, what's
still
the
fighting?
Man,
Still fighting?
like Fate Stay Night, bruh. The Fate series. Let's just do the whole series. There's so many different series and movies of Fate Stay, but when these motherfuckers is fighting, wow.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the one. What's the one with the chick that she's like a weapon, Excalibur or something, and all the people like
Yeah, that's Fate.
different. That's what that is.
That's Fate. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that's Fate Stay. Yeah,
that
yeah. When
that John is beautiful.
when Arthur is a
I'm
woman,
Saber.
That John is beautiful, bro.
when they fought Archer and they did that backhanded shit to kill him, he was like, "You sons of bitches."
That thing was beautiful, man. Oh,
Oh,
I need to watch that whole thing, man. I
it's
never
hard.
watched it.
It's so many of them. It's so
Right.
many of them.
But see, it's because when they first did it, it wasn't chronological, right? It was an issue with that, so that's why I didn't watch it. But I'm going to watch it. It's the one series I never really. I always wanted to. I just never got into it.
Hey Rob, but you gotta give us another one because you both said the same thing. You both said Tenjo Tenge. What else you
And
got?
it's a fucking amazing.
It is. I love that.
I'm sorry. Anything with All Might, any fight with All Might.
Yes. Why didn't we think? Why did I say? Oh my God.
Any fight with All Might, I'm just in there. I'm emotional, bro. That's my man. All Might is my man. Oh, I don't know what it is.
Deku. Not even all Deku. Oh,
Yeah. Oh.
Deku out there like 1-800-D's hands.
God.
The Millions moment. The dude was
like
like,
that,
how is
yeah.
he still fighting?
Yeah,
He
I
doesn't
like that.
have any powers anymore.
And he was
And Vermilion was like, 1-800-D's hands.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah.
You gonna catch these hands.
I'm just gonna put in there real quick, and even though he hasn't really contributed to nothing, Endeavor, I'm just putting that out there.
The last
He's the man.
episode.
Yes. Yeah.
There was a man.
Yes,
I don't know why I
Wow.
like Gunther so much, man.
that last episode, bro. He made his mark, bro. I don't care what nobody says. God.
He's vicious, man. Hey, yo, this joint saying that it's having that remaining meeting time shit come up again, bro. It says 8 minutes, so if this shit cut off. I
Oh, this must be some new stuff, bro.
they want your money.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They like, well, your money is their money.
I guess we over.
Hey, what was we talking about when we said that? You was talking about something, some game, some anime. You said that for. You was like, yeah, your money is my money. Forgot what we was talking about though. Damn. So I guess if it cuts off, then I guess we pretty much went through what we were going over.
Hey, what's the next question, big man?
Oh, we're supposed to do a recommendation for the last one. What fighting anime would
Oh,
you
okay.
for somebody to watch?
Is this
Hold
the
on.
list part?
Hmm?
This the list?
You just gotta give one recommendation. One recommendation.
Nah, hold up. Fuck all that. Hold up. Is this the list part or no? Damn it.
Yeah, you said you had a list. The recommendation.
All right. Okay, Fox. It's the list part. Where the hell did he go? All I see is a finger on the screen.
Burning
Fox.
finger.
Man, that's the church. Wait a minute, motherfucker.
Burning fingers.
It's still on the screen, man. It's just,
You want to go Black
that's
Destiny?
all I'm saying.
What? I get 3, right?
Oh. Hell
Yeah,
no.
however fucking many, right? Yeah.
No.
It's gonna cut off for 6 minutes anyway. So.
Yeah.
3 recommended anime.
All right. We'll do that.
And
Got any Black Destiny?
Yeah. Hold on for a second. Just go ahead in front of me.
Oh. All
Papa Black.
Okay.
Oh no, you know.
Well,
Thanks, bro.
the first one I'm gonna say
You too.
is an old school one. It's more fun than fighting, but it's some good fighting. I'm gonna go with Rama One Half.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
more like
Yeah.
you know people
Sorry.
that's just getting into anime and fighting whatever.
Yeah.
Not too much, you know. I would go with that, of course.
Facts.
If you really into anime and you trying to see some crazy shit, I'm gonna have to go Ninja Scroll. I know it's a movie. Don't look at the anime.
Yeah.
Movie.
It's still, yeah, definitely.
That's just more hardcore. So if you want some crazy stuff, look at Ninja Scroll.
That is anime to me. That's anime.
That's the gateway drug.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. You can't go wrong with that one, though. And I guess my third one will have to be. I'll come back to you for the third one. Offhand.
Got 5 minutes. You right, Q. We gotta do like 3 because this motherfucker.
All right,
shut
go,
off,
go,
ain't
go,
coming back.
Kazuma. Go. What you
What
got?
you mean? Go. You go.
But you the man, though.
Nah, don't try to you demand me right now.
All right, I got y'all.
What you doing?
All right.
Who wanna go? I got y'all.
Go ahead.
All right.
All right, well, I recommend Shadow Skill for one. Check the
Yeah.
anime out. That's a classic. Street
Yeah.
Fighter Alpha.
Oh,
Oh,
And
Yo.
yeah.
with
Yeah.
the Fury movie.
Fatal Fury movie.
All of-
Oh,
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Man, I wanted to say that.
I should have
I
said that.
got you.
Damn it.
Yeah, those had some really good fights, man.
Oh man,
I was going to say Fatal Fury. You took it from me.
I should have said.
My bad.
All right, I'm gonna go. Number 1, I'm gonna say Demon Slayer. Yeah, I said it. That shit is fucking amazing. Number 2, I'm going to go with any Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Watch any episode when they throw on hands. You're gonna be amazed.